Hey guys, so this is another character from Octopath Traveler 2. Again, it's a game that I haven't played. If you haven't seen my previous drawing, you can check it out on the drawings playlist. But it is of Temenos, which is like this religious character. This one is of a samurai called named Hikari. And he is actually, I looked up a description of him because I'm not too familiar with the character itself, but I really wanted to draw him because I think he looks really nice. So it says, a kind-hearted young prince who cares about peace is driven from his hometown and sets off to find his former comrade in arms to end the never-ending bloodshed. So apparently he's like a really nice character. He's not like this very he's not like this character. He's not like Temenos, where Temenos is kind of like he believes in God, but he doubts at the same time. He believes in like the God entity that they're supposed to believe in and where he comes from, but he kind of just doubts everything he believes in too. So that's kind of like in short terms, it's kind of like blasphemous to his like to the people he lives with, but he or works with. But yeah. But Hikari sounds like a really nice character. He is like this like younger prince character, and I think he's supposed to be some sort of samurai according to my friend is what he said. Anyways, the way I came upon Octopath Traveler, if you haven't seen my Temenos one, is basically I said that my friend has a PS5 and I have a PS4, and so he actually share played some of the stuff with me. He chose to play as Temenos because his brother is playing as Hikari, so he didn't want to play as the exact same character as his brother. However, I think I'd be interested in looking into like Hikari's backstory as well. However, I'm not too sure if I want to buy the game. There is a free demo on PS4 which I can play, so maybe I'll play it and see how I like it. It is a turn-based RPG, which is kind of like, I guess in simpler terms, if you're someone who plays games, it's kind of like Pokemon, but in a sense that you're using like multiple characters at once. The closer game to it would be like Default, which is basically a game where you have like four characters, I believe. I forgot, it's been a while since I've played it, but four characters, and then each round for like attacking or healing, you decide whether so each round you decide what character does what, like healing, attacking, or special moves and stuff like that. And then at the end, like afterwards, the enemy has to go and hits you, and then it just keeps going back and forth like that. It's not really super popular, I want to say, in terms of like a fighting style combat for video games now. However, Final Fantasy does have some of that as well. So yeah, so if you play those types of games, it's similar. It's like a Japanese RPG and it has turn-based combat in it. I'm not that good at those types of games though, so I'm not too sure if I'd be really good with Octopath Traveler. So yeah, but there is a first game as well, which I haven't seen anything of. This is the first time I've ever heard of Octopath Traveler, so yeah, that's basically it for the game. So Hikari has like this really pretty design. To be honest, because the game is fairly new, there is not a lot of fan art of any of the characters, and so when I was looking for references, I struggled a lot. There was only like one or two references in terms of like for fan art, I could only find like one solid reference, and then for like the official artwork, there's like two photos that are actually from the official game. Um, but when you're actually looking at the game artwork itself, like the in-game play style, it's actually pixelated, so it's really hard to tell what characters are wearing. And honestly, I struggled a lot with this, where it's just like, I don't know what certain things look like. So Hikari does have this pose where he puts his hand over like his waist area. However, he's supposed to be holding a sword. I didn't put the sword in because I decided not to do that because I wanted to do something different. And the fact that I didn't put it in, it didn't cover up most of his belt area. So I don't even really know what his belt looks like. The reference that I got for fan art was literally, you couldn't really see that area as well because his hand was close to his waist area again. So it's kind of just covering up that part. Actually, for that, it was kind of just cut off at a certain point. It was more like a head to torso drawing, and that was it. So I couldn't really see anything. So yeah, so forgive me if it's not super accurate. Maybe later on there might be more fan art of the characters, and then it might be easier to tell like what they're wearing and stuff like that. um Basically, Hikari wears like samurai clothing. I think it's really interesting. I haven't really drawn any clothing that looks like this. I don't think I've drawn anything so similar. So, yeah, I really like drawing it. However, for the red, I do admit, I think it's supposed to be a darker red, but I ended up using this coral red and then shading it with like a red wine and color, and I think that was a good idea. But again, a lot of my touch markers have been running out of ink, so I'm just dealing with what I have. Honestly, I should be replacing a lot of them or like buying refills, but I haven't had time to go to like the art store and do so, so this is what I'm working with. But I think it still looks nice compared to like how I thought it would have turned out because of the red. So there's some parts of the clothing that I don't know what it should look like, especially on the waist area. So if it's inaccurate, it's because there's not really any reference photos for that. And honestly, the game is mainly like a pixelated art style, so it's hard to tell what characters look like sometimes when it comes to that. The artwork, though, in the game, I have to say, is really nice. It has like this 2D, 3D layering effect with like the background and the characters, and also the official artwork for it looks super nice. It looks kind of sketchy and rough, which is something that looks really pretty. And I said this in the video when I was like drawing Temenos, but that's just something that I really liked. Octopath does have 8 characters to choose from to play. In the demo, I think you can play their stories, like their backstories, and see how they're like. And then potentially, because you have to choose which one you want to play as, I think, in the actual official full game. So, yeah. And then he has a lot of black layering for different clothing. He's wearing like this black undershirt, and then the top part is sleeveless, but it's red. And he had like these diamond designs on his like shoulder, so I made sure to include that. I like the poofy sleeves though. Honestly, I'm normally not a fan of like poofy sleeves, and I don't draw that a lot for characters, but I'm starting to like it a lot, especially when drawing like characters like this. So yeah. By the way, if you hear any talking in the background, that's my dad and brother chatting, so just ignore if their voices get a bit loud. I don't really have like a soundproof thing in my room, so it's just kind of me closing my door and seeing if that works. And then his pants, so this slit over here that I just colored are where his pants are showing. It's kind of like this long robe thing that he's wearing on top, which is the red part, and then on the bottom, like underneath, he does have like black pants. They're poofy pants as well. And then I'm just shading everything in. Let me know if you guys want to see more like Octopath Traveler drawings. I'm not too sure if I want to draw all 8. I know my friend was telling me to draw all 8, but personally, I normally draw characters that I really like in terms of like design or like their character. I'm not someone who just draws everything. But if you guys do request like different characters that I don't even know, I would be willing to draw them as well, just because I want to practice. And I feel like practicing means also drawing characters that you aren't too familiar with as well, especially like if they have like cool designs and stuff. That's basically it. So let me know in the comment section below if you want to see more drawings of Octopath Traveler 2, or maybe you want to see a drawing of like a different character from like an anime, show, game that you play, perhaps. I'd be interested in drawing like people's different favorite characters as well. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Check down in the description box below all my social medias. There you can go like and follow those. And if you want to see the process work of Hikari, I'll eventually like post it on to my Instagram and like my Facebook so you guys can see. It's always going to be posted on all my social media anyways. So yeah, if you want to see like drawing process work, it's there. And I'm just outlining. This post was kind of weird to be honest, because I was trying to follow the official artwork and one of his arms is behind him. Like you can see like the right one, but honestly, I don't think I got it right and it shows more of his arm, so it kind of looks like he's squished his arm a bit too in, but it's okay, I guess. I like trying to draw different poses anyways. And this one was a bit of a challenge too. And I did outline like different layers that are overlapping each other, so that way it was more obvious that it was overlapping rather than just having the colors to tell the difference between each layer. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Bye!